Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. This is the September 1st, 1990 edition of WCW Saturday Night, and we continue our foray into 1990 WCW Saturday Night, which has been a fun little run here. These are the next two are shorter than normal versions. Candyman Brad Armstrong. Yes, I don't really understand what the Candyman is and was supposed to be, but he's here and he is in an enhancement match here. Also features pre-tape promo from Michael Hayes and Jimmy Garvin regarding their upcoming six-man tag team match, Clash of Champions, including Jim Ross hosting a segment wrestling wrap-up with new comments from the Black Scorpion in which he said he'd reveal himself soon enough if the NWA World Champion Sting could beat him at the Clash, also featuring Missy Hyatt announcing both Sting and Ric Flair would be in action following night on the main event, including also a vignette promoting the debut of the Master Blaster at the Clash, in which they are shown walking through a junkyard and their legs and feet are shown. Features Ross conducting a closing interview in the arena with Sting regarding his feelings about the Black Scorpion. He doesn't know who the Black Scorpion is at this point. Brad Armstrong, doing the Candyman gimmick, defeats Brian Carr with a side Russian leg sweep 6-16. During the battle, Armstrong cuts an inset promo, which he thanks the fans for their continued support. Honestly, he kind of comes across as little like a weak baby face here. Needless to say, it's kind of there. But the Bill Carr thing, I don't even know that Carr is. I think he has a couple of matches, but not by any means a long-term deal here. Goes around and a couple of tie-ups and all of that, and again ends up getting a armbar and then a leg lock, almost like a modified, a modified kind of, I guess you'd say, ankle pressure hold. Match does not need to go on for 6 minutes, but it does. Hayes basically talks about being in a position where the Freebirds are going to get things handled in that six-man tag. Obviously, the Scorpion and Sting, they review the confrontations between the two before Sting also up for a enhancement match here. Sting also, and again, the cutoff for Sting kind of going at it with his adversary in this case happening to be none other than Sheik and Adnan Shakar beats him with the Scorpion Deathlock in 5:34. Following a Stinger splash during the bout, Sting cuts a insert promo on facing the Black Scorpion at the Clash of the Champions, in which he said he didn't care who the Scorpion was. Super basic match. Sting, of course, your world champion here for about 2 months, maybe a little bit more than that, but needless to say, not exactly, a super aggressive match here. Shakar had been around as an enhancement talent before, so it's not first time through. Hip tosses and hip locks and clotheslines along the way, and ultimately managing to hit things there. Anyway, some basic chokes and whatever have you, and kind of taking his man down pretty aggressively here. Sting then manages to hit a couple of things there. Mean Mark Callis with Paulie dangerously. Up next, Callis, of course, is the Undertaker. Literally, 2 months away from the run? Paulie dangerously is his manager at the time, and Callis with a enhancement match that's pretty aggressive for the time here. Jason Knight, aka Jason of ECW fame, is his enhancement talent challenged here, and ultimately not much of a challenge at all. Very basic punch kick very basic run there, and kind of hitting things there, and um, the um, body slam, as it were, and a backbreaker. Match is more about Callus's ability to be dominant, choking a man out over the top rope. The top rope elbow is where he runs as well. Callus, of course, goes on to be legendary as the Undertaker, getting inducted into the Hall of Fame this year in the WWE. But at the time, nobody knew that he would have a 30-plus year run that started right here. Anyway, the Steiner brothers give away a T-shirt on their way to the ring for their enhancement match here. A couple of enhancement talents, including Death Row, and ultimately the Steiners get a victory over the enhancements here. Of course, Steiner's just about a year into their run in WCW at the time as a brother tag team. Scott Steiner with a very sloppy hip toss along the way there. Scott Steiner coming in, doing a bit more brawling, having some difficulty getting Death Row, one of the enhancement talents, up for a big body slam, but eventually does get him up and over, and ultimately getting things going in a directive. Hits the knee to the spine by Scott Steiner, and eventually the modified DDT is the way that the match comes to a close. Rick Steiner also hit a overhead suplex from the second rope on the inside, and managing to do what he can where he can, and ultimately there as a kind of roll through, and ultimately hits kind of getting things together there. Needless to say, super basic, and the Steiners are in control here. Then we go to Dutch Mantell and Lex Luger. Mantell, of course, trying to unset Luger. Luger is, of course, your WCW US champion, second most important guy in the promotion at the time. Mantell in a decent enough match with Luger, and they continue to kind of go into a brawl situation, though Luger does eventually get the torture rack device here and manages to get a victory, as it were. Sid against Joe Kazana here. Sid getting ready for his opportunity at Sting for the WCW Heavyweight Championship in the just about a little more than a month. Sid also hits press slam. Sid hits powerbomb, and ultimately get the quick victory. Sid in a singlet does look pretty impressive at the time. Sting does cut a promo where he says he does not know who the Black Scorpion is, nor does he particularly care. That's how Sting kind of playing it off. We'll be back with more right after this.